ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the round number 3 of MyTeam series. And today you can see we have the newly profiled, newly designed Australian Grand Prix for you. But at the moment you can see we're going through upgrades we could potentially put on the car. We're seeing everything that's gone on already, and I think we might be considering a chassis upgrade. As you can see here we are, which hopefully will go on time for Imola, I believe, which will be our first sprint race weekend. And you can see now we're going through the days. The sponsor thing went on, the other sponsor event happened, second driver external training, bit more R&D, and there you go. You can see a part's gone on the car, and now we've got our Pirelli hot lap, and we're choosing the average speed one here in, I believe, the Aston Martin safety car we're currently driving. But you can see it's wet, so it's not easy to do, and this is potentially our only chance here. We're struggling for any sort of grip. This car is a bit of a handful to drive. Going from an F1 car to one of these is not easy to get used to. But you can see into the new reprofiled corner here after the straight, which is a bit longer, and we just about get it right, but on traction get it slightly sideways. But to the end of the session now, the end of the challenge, and we do a 91.12, which is only enough for a silver. And yeah, we improved on the third time, but that was it. And now you can see at the end of our qualifying lap number 1 here, we're using our ERS burning. Obviously in the practice programs we did get a pass, which was good. Now we come to the line. What's this going to be good enough for? P3 as it stands, 6 tenths off Ricardo. But you can see we go for another lap straight away afterwards through the reprofiled turn there, and now down this back straight that used to have the chicane on it, but now it's just a power straight. As you can see, we're getting a slipstream toe there from Norris, which is needed because we're out of ERS. So can we improve on this lap with no ERS? We know we made a couple mistakes through the last time as we get that corner perfect. And you can see we're 4 tenths up right now with no ERS left at all. We're down to completely zero. Now into the sharp right-hander, which is a lot more fun to drive than it was on last game. And now through the right-left, which isn't much different. This left is slightly different. It feels a little bit wider. A little curb on the inside there. Nail that. Now on traction, we're losing time still. We were 4 tenths, nearly 5 tenths up. Now to the line, we gained a little bit there. We're going to be about 3 tenths up if we come to the line. And it's good enough for P6 as things stand at 20.7. And is that enough to get through Q1? No. But we do beat our teammate by 2 tenths of a second. We're 1.7 off the leading group.
Hello and welcome from Melbourne, a track modified since we last raced here in Albert Park. And I think with the changes, it's going to be a classic. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 14 corners and 3.28 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles per hour. The close proximity of the barriers make accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Bottas, and Kevin Magnussen, Norris, Mick Schumacher, Pierre Gasly, and Ricciardo, Vettel, Joe, Buchan, and Lance Stroll, Liam Lawson, Albon, Latifi, and Yuki Tsunoda. And now it's time to head down to the track. Natalie Pinkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Now it's time for the Australian Grand Prix as our new engineer, I think his name is Mark, just chats away in our ear, but we're going to talk over him. And you can see on the formation lap, just warming up our tyres, we do the immersive formation lap as we get slightly wrong and spin it at the wall on the formation lap. Very embarrassing mistake to make, but we did it. And we have to just move on and pretend it never happened, eh? Oh dear. Warming up our tyres now to the grid. Let's see if we can purple this. I love a little bit of warm up here. This is wicked to have as we now come up to our marker and we get a purple mark. Can we go forward from here? 17th on the grid. What can we do? Can we get a decent launch as we get up to 5 red lights? And we're underway. Decent launch there from ourselves. Not too bad. And we're going to have a quick replay here from the initial launch. You can see how good our launch actually was. You can see us back there in the background on the right. Now we get a very, very good launch. Throwing ourselves past a few cars. Coming down into turn 1. We did start 17th, remember. Dived on down the inside. We're into 8th, but we had to give a couple positions back. Down into 11th now. Side by side with Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo. Can we now gain a position on Magnussen in front? Going down the inside. Make the move on Magnussen. Side by side with Esteban Ocon. And we come out in... Oh no, we're still side by side. Trying to hold it around Ocon. And we're up into P9. What an amazing start to the race that was. As we get a slight little replay glitch there. But we are in 9th. Charles Leclerc leads. Verstappen 2nd. You got Hamilton sitting in 3rd. With Carlos Sainz in the other Ferrari sat in 4th position. George Russell just in behind him in 5th. Then you got Sergio Perez in 6th. Alonso 7th. Norris in 8th. Ocon in 9th. With ourselves battling with Magnussen in the background there. In 10th position, you can see Magnussen trying to get in the toe of us in the background. Trying to go around the outside. But we just about hold him off. And we gained 7 positions on the opening lap there. What an amazing start for ourselves. And you can see now back on board with us. You can see we're just going through there and how close we got to the back of Ocon's car. But we didn't make any contact, luckily for us. We can't afford damage. Damage would send us backwards. But what an amazing start. Somehow got ourselves into the top 10. But it's now whether we can hold on to those top 10 points. That point, sorry, should I say. But yeah, amazing first lap of the race there for us in the SFM Racing Team car. Now, can we defend from K-Mag right behind us? Much faster car in a straight line. Probably much faster in the corners as well. So it's going to be a tough ask. As Magnussen tried to go down the inside but couldn't quite make it. As we make a big mistake here on lap 3. And that's going to open the door for Magnussen to come around the outside. Is he going to hold it there? We brake really late. Try and run him wide. Use all the track. Maybe run slightly further wide than we wanted to. And we're trying to give him space on the exit there. But Magnussen didn't want to hold it around the outside. So we keep P10 for now. As you can see, Ocon has disappeared up the distance. And big off! Kevin Magnussen! Massive crash from the AI. He has just lost the back end of the car there in the Haas. And he's holding up his teammate as well. And he's created a safety car from that big crash he's had. Are we going to take the opportunity to pit? And we are. Into the pit lane now. Probably going to go onto the hard compound of tyre. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner there. Really, really fortunate that Magnussen and the other drivers involved in that incident were not out. Kevin Magnussen has got himself a 5 second penalty along with Latifi, who hit him as well. So they're probably going to serve that in the pit stop. I don't think Latifi's pitted, but Magnussen will serve it and get rid of it as we do a decent pit stop. Now on the hard tyres, can we drag these to the very end of the race? You can see now the lead is still with Leclerc. Verstappen 2nd, Hamilton 3rd, Sainz 4th, Russell 5th, Perez in 6th, Alonso 7th, Ocon 8th, Gasly's up into 9th place, and Alex Albon in the Williams has got himself into P10 with all those incidents happening around him. We find ourselves back down in P16. Our teammate's up in P13, so we're a few positions behind our teammate. We just need to settle down and make sure we can use these tyres. But the problem is we know the warm-up on the hard tyres is going to be difficult. We've struggled with the warm-up in previous rounds, and we're probably going to struggle with warm-up in this round as well. It's just not a good tyre to get to temperature. So let's just hope we don't struggle too much. but it's going to be a struggle for us in general. If I can say that word any more times, it'll be amazing. But yeah, this track does actually feel really, really nice on the reprofiled corners. I would say getting rid of the chicane on this straight as well. Best decision they've ever made. It's absolutely beautiful to drive now. And it's just a nice track. So, no complaints from me. I'm really enjoying it. Obviously, all of the reprofiles on this game are really, really nice to drive. So yeah, it's something I've got used to straight away. But can we somehow find a way to drag our car up the order? As you can see, the safety car continues around for one more lap, which is fine with us because we're on hard tyres trying to go to the end. So as long as the safety car can stay out, even better for us. So we don't have to tyre save so badly at the end. You can see a lot of cars there weaving down the straight trying to get temperature into their tyres. And there we go past with the Haas right behind us. Oh, sorry, no, that was Lawson. My bad. We're a bit further back. Very poor from us. Now we go to the race start. You can see Lando Norris gets so much more traction out of the final corners than us. And we are already miles back. We're 1.5 seconds back before we even reach the line. That is not helpful for us at all. And we're just trying our best. But these tyres are not up to temperature. They're nowhere near where they need to be. As you can see, Sebastian Vettel thinking about a move on us. Where's he going to go? Nowhere at the moment. He stays behind as we brake a little bit late, I would say. Now through the left-hander. Can we keep Seb behind us? Seb's going to be very quick. He's got Ricardo there as well. This is going to be a struggle for us. And you can see we're just struggling with any sort of warm-up in this tyre. It's just not working for us. Round here now. Seb's going to think about a move. Is he going to go for it here? Or is he just going to sit behind? We're going to park our car right in the middle of the circuit. And he didn't go for it in the end. As you can see now on lap 8 here. Lando Norris all over the back of Mick Schumacher. Can he make a move? And then Lawson's just in front. Lando's going to think about a move, I think. Can't get quite close enough on the slipstream. But Schumacher's getting closer to Lawson. Then Norris is getting to the back of Schumacher. You can see this might be a free wide moment. Norris is going for a move. Saves Lawson slightly there. Norris goes down the inside. And no, Norris goes for a double overtake. What a move from Lando, but he gets it slightly wrong on exit. Gets a little shuffle, wiggle from the back end of the car. And Lawson gets the position back. And you see in the background, run around the outside of Kevin Magnussen. What a move by us there. And you can see now, we've settled back into 15th place. Norris up in 14th. Liam Lawson, our teammate, keeps 13th right now. And that is very, very good from us. You can see now, lap 9. We got Schumacher coming back at us. We're trying to keep him behind wherever we can. Can we just maintain that? Norris all over the back of Lawson in front of us. You can see Norris might be going for a move on Lawson. We currently have a problem with the car. Something don't feel right. As we get really close to Norris. And I just think it might be the temperature in the tyres. They're just not getting to grips yet. We're starting to feel the car through these next few corners. But it has been a shocking restart from ourselves. The hard tyre does not work on our car. As we come around the final corner, you can see Norris all over the back of Lawson, still in front of us. As we ask what's wrong with the car. And apparently, according to our new engineer, nothing. So that's concerning. As Schumacher tries to go down the inside of us, we give him the space. Can still see he's there, but we just about maintain it around the outside. Through the next corner, we still got the position. Not too bad from us as we run slightly wide, but keep the throttle in. We decided to be brave through there. Now we need to be brave through here as well. You can use all their curb. That is a beautiful run through there. It opens the corner so much more. You can be so much faster. You can see though, we're miles back from Lando and Lawson's battle now. You can see we're just checking everything, checking the temperature, checking everything's fine with the car. Obviously it didn't feel right at this point of the race, but we're just trying everything as we get slightly wrong on the curb. But we're continuing as we are at the moment. Just thinking about what we're going to do next. Lando Norris and Lawson going side by side. We obviously had to get on the brakes a lot harder there to make sure we didn't go into the back of them. But we get it slightly wrong for the next corner. Schumacher thought about a move on us, but for now, sits in behind. Lando Norris is going to get Lawson. It's just a matter of time at this point. He is all over the back of him. As our DRS opens this time, I think we might have had a DRS failure. We were losing so much time, and I don't think we had DRS down the last straight either. So that's good. Lawson side by side with Norris, and Norris sort of just accidentally clips Lawson and nearly sent him into a spin, but good catch from our teammate. As now Schumacher trying to go round the outside of us. We're going to try and hang him out, but he's still there. Schumacher's still on the inside of us. Coming around the next corner, we've got Lawson just in front. Can we make a move on our teammate at the earliest available opportunity? We're right up behind him. Thinking about a move, but there's nowhere to go through here. Just try and carry the speed. Can we get the slipstream up here and maybe make the move into the left-hander? But I don't think that's going to be the advisable decision. We're going to sit behind for the moment and maybe make a move down the DRS straight. As now we're coming through the left-hander. Can we set him up now? Get this right-hander perfect. We do get it absolutely perfect. DRS open now. Can we send it on our teammate? Is he going to squeeze us? He is going to squeeze us slightly, but not too aggressively. Down the inside. Make the move stick. Make the move on Liam Lawson. We're up into P14. Good overtake there on our teammate. Now we've got a gap to make up to Lando. As you can see, we did make it up. But it was actually Latifi. Lando's past Latifi, so it's Latifi in front of us now. And we're closing the gap on Latifi. Slightly get it wrong there. But we're still here. We're gaining on him. We gapped Schumacher, who passed Lawson actually. So we're trying to settle into the race. See what kind of pace we've got. As you can see, I think it's going to be a tough one for us. I don't think much points are going to be on the cards. We just need to basically settle down and just see what the highest position we can get really is. As we come out of the final corner now, we're using the DRS, but no ERS usage here. As our teammate, our engineer tries to tell us that Albon's in the pits. We're trying to use Hamilton to get past Latifi, but Latifi's now trying to run around the outside of Hamilton because he's on cold tyres as he's come out the box. And he's on the hard tyres, and we're going to send it down the inside of Latifi because we saw Schumacher coming at us. So we sent it down the inside of Latifi, made the move, and now we lose the back end and we're in the wall. No! We're in the wall, and that's a damaged front wing, and the safety car has been deployed. Oh, that's not good. That is not ideal for us. That is a silly mistake to make. We got on the throttle too early. As you can see, we've had to double stack as well because Lawson was in the pits. But we got on the throttle too early then, and we've had to repair the car. That is just so annoying, so frustrating. New wing put on the car, and we're dropped down to P22. That is an annoying mistake from ourselves. But we are going to be last on the safety car restart, as things stand. But we'll be on the medium tyres, used mediums, bear in mind. But we had no fresh sets of any tyre left, because we wasn't expecting to have to pit again. And we are now sat down in 21st. Oh, Lawson's retired! I think that's happened off camera. I didn't see it happen, but Liam Lawson has retired under the safety car. He is out of the Grand Prix. As we now look back on Leclerc as we get underway now. The hard tyres are going to be a nightmare to warm up for the AI. Every car in front of us, I think pretty much every car in front of us are on the hard compound. So let's see if we can attack now. They're going to be very slow on the restart as we try and ride the curb through there. Ride the curb on the inside here. Lovely run through that corner. Can we send it on Guan Yu Zhou? I think we're a little bit too far back to go for it. But no, we decide to go for it anyway. And he gives us the space. Good overtake that. Now we're up into P20. It's all about recovery drive now. What's the highest position we can drag this SFM Racing Team car to? I don't know. We're just going to push as hard as we can and see what happens. If we end up in a barrier, it's not really going to hurt us because, to be honest with you, we've already put ourselves in a situation where it's do or die. So we're just going to have to push and see what happens. And the next car up the road for us is Lance Stroll. Can we get the Aston Martin? We know the Aston Martin car isn't that great. We've actually got a better car than themselves and Williams. So we should be able to make this move on the Aston Martin of Stroll quite comfortably. As we get the slipstream, we're using a little bit of ERS down the inside. Not a hard overtake there on Lance Stroll. He's on the harder compound as well. We've got the better car, and that's an easy overtake. Now let's see if we can close the gap now on Sebastian Vettel, who's being held up by Bottas, Latifi and Ricciardo. Ricciardo's looking like he's going pretty slow. We've got a similar car to Ricciardo actually, but Bottas is slightly out of position. So let's see if we can get ourselves maybe up the order. As you can see, using the ERS on Sebastian Vettel, right up behind him. Turned off the ERS briefly there, as we now cut back on him down the inside of the left-hander chicane, and then into the right-hander. Can we use the momentum to stay in front and maybe gain on Bottas, who's in front, who's maybe going to have a go at Nicholas Latifi in a moment, as he tries to get round the outside of Latifi. Latifi doesn't give him much space, but Bottas, that is an incredible move. He might be able to hold this round the outside. Valtteri Bottas, he's going to make it stick. What an overtake from Bottas that is, as we clip the back of Latifi, and brilliant work there from the Alfa Romeo driver. That is fantastic, as now we get slightly on the curb. Now can we make a move on Latifi at the first available opportunity? We're right in behind him. We're thinking about a move down the inside of turn 1. Try to use as much as the inside as we can. We might have accidentally cut it slightly as we get wide. But Latifi, who's in 17th place, it might be our next target. We thought about a move, but way too far back there. And we need to just settle down now. We're not going to get Bottas no matter what here. So it's basically, can we get Nicholas Latifi and then just settle down to bring the car home, really. I think the best we've got here is 17th. As we come round the right-hander, Latifi is there for the taking. We're thinking about maybe a move. We can see he's slightly getting away there on traction. But this should be an easy move in a minute with DRS assistance. As we now come around to see if we can make this move stick onto Latifi. He's right there. And we come around the first part, nail it. Second part, absolutely beautifully nail it. Couldn't get it any better. DRS activated. Going to be an easy overtake. Latifi can't really fight it. He doesn't decide to defend because he knows he's done for here. Down the inside. Lovely overtake. P17. And unfortunately, guys, that is going to be the best we can do here. Because Bottas has got a faster car than us. And we're not going to be able to close in on Valtteri Bottas. He's just going to be a little bit out of our reach. Yes, he's on the hard tyres, but our car's not fast enough to beat them. And as you can see, Charles Leclerc coming around the final few corners to bring their car home to win the Australian Grand Prix. Brilliant victory there for the Ferrari of Leclerc. As George Russell comes home in P2, just ahead of Max Verstappen in P3. P4's going to go too. It looks like Lewis Hamilton coming around the final corner with Esteban Ocon right behind him. So P4 Lewis, P5 Ocon, P6 is going to be the other Alpine of Fernando Alonso, P7 is going to be Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri, well done him. P8 is going to be a disappointed Carlos Sainz, P9 Gasly, 10 Norris getting the final point, then Schumacher, and you can see we're coming home in the background here in P16. Frustrating Grand Prix, but at the end of the day, P16 is a good recovery. We must have passed maybe Bottas there somewhere on the final few laps and just not caught it. We passed somebody, maybe somebody retired, I'm not actually sure what happened. But Yuki Tsunoda, driver of the day, P16 for us.
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end then, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. Now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
Yuki Tsunoda gets my vote today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Another team that excelled today were Williams, who make further progress up the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.
And that is the end of the Australian Grand Prix. What a result for ourselves in the end. Good recovery. Couldn't do much more, to be honest. As you can see, our team acclaim's now nearly at the level 5. So by the time we go into round number 5, we should have 5 acclaims to get another sponsor on the car. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you're new around here, subscribe for more. If you enjoyed this, leave a like. I've been Chris12LFC, and I'll see you later.